Welcome to Amongst the Chaos of Motherhood. I'm Amelia.
And I'm Liv, and today we thought we'd answer some questions you've been asking us.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one that we got asked was, what is one thing you swore you'd never do as a mum, but happily do now? You go.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
So I remember watching mums when I wasn't a mum, and I saw this mum wipe with her own sleeve the snot off their baby's face and then just happily kind of tuck their sleeve away as if nothing happened, or just pull, like I used to watch mums just pull out, just something and wipe and just not worry. And I thought, oh my God, that's disgusting. I will never do that as a mother. Now, the moment Hugo has snot on his nose, I am so quick to just, whatever I've got on, I don't care. That clothing does not matter. Wipe it on my pants, wipe it on my sleeve, and I just tuck it away and just, and I'll find these like socks in my pocket that I've used just to like wipe the snot, and I'm like, right, I need to put that in the washing basket. But I don't care about snot anymore. I thought I was gonna, it grossed me out until I had a baby. His snot's now my snot, and it's just part of our little family.
That's what it becomes, eh? It's like they're just part of you, and so their snot's part of you too.
Yeah.
And the number of times I've got like snot on my leg,
They come up and they grab you and they just wipe their nose on you. You're like, that's so lovely. Yeah.
It's so good. Or on your shoulder.
Yeah. I found I've gone and like taught a Pilates class, and I don't even notice, but I've had Hugo for the day, and I'll just see like food or snot or something on my arm, and I sort of have to just be like, sorry guys, I've been a mum today. Yeah. This is part of it.
Just
not
don't
very
mention
professional.
it.
Yeah.
I actually had a total segue, a moment like that. So I was teaching an antenatal class, and my breast milk started going, and I knew I was wearing a black top. By the end of it, I had like milk rings on my top.
And it stains it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I was talking to this class of people. I thought, just don't say anything, Olivia. They're not new parents yet. And I was so embarrassed. And then the educator messaged me, and she said, hey, Liv, did you notice that your milk was leaking while you were talking? I was like, that is so
embarrassing.
Yeah, but as a mum, oh well.
Also, like, welcome to what's coming, because if they're all new, just expect this. It happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Anyone talking about their kids. Right, my thing I never thought I'd do was throw away any of my kids' art or like drawings. But Addie loves crafting, and so I don't only have like what comes home from daycare. I have an hour's worth of creations every single day. So I've created this thing called the Craft Fairy. She comes every night.
Yes.
She takes Addie's crafts away, and they disappear. They go in the rubbish bin. She doesn't know. She thinks a beautiful craft fairy comes. But I honestly never thought I would be the mum that didn't treasure all the things.
Wait, have you told her that the craft fairy comes?
Oh, she knows a craft fairy comes.
And cleans it up.
Yeah, she knows that the craft fairy takes her art away.
And she's okay about that.
She's okay about that. Sometimes she's like, I don't want the craft fairy to take this one. So we have a purple box in her room, and she'll put
for the special ones.
The special ones that she really wants to keep in the purple box. Yeah. But the rest of the time,
it goes.
The craft fairy will come and get it.
That is so good. Yeah. I actually have Hugo's only been in daycare for a year now. Yeah. And I've already got a collection that I'm sort of like slowly kind of getting rid of, thinking, well, you're not too creative yet. They're like, there's nothing to I'm not seeing any formations yet. So at this point, I'm okay about getting, as much as some parents treasure it, my house, it'll just become a clutter zone if I kept it all. So I actually understand that.
Oh, yeah, totally. But never thought I'd do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Funny. Right, do you want to do the next one?
Yeah. Okay, the next question we got was the worst parenting advice you were given. You may as well go.
So, probably the worst parenting advice I've been given was sleep when your baby sleeps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, first time around with Addie, I was on maternity leave. Mm-hmm. And when she was sleeping, I wanted to be out walking, or I wanted to be tidying the house, vacuuming the house. Yes. I did not want to be sleeping.
Yeah.
Thankfully, she was a really good sleeper. Second time round with Rue, I was working in the shop. He was in the front pack in the shop. I couldn't sleep when he was sleeping. It was just ridiculous advice. And it drove me nuts. People still would say it to me while I was busy doing stuff and he was asleep. Oh, you should just be sleeping while he's sleeping.
Why are you not sleeping? Yeah. Actually, that's really interesting, because I remember seeing all those like Instagram reels and things that were like, right, you're a mum and your baby's gone down for an hour. What's your top pick of things? I'm either vacuuming, I'm tidying up the dishes, I'm folding washing or putting it on, making a bed, or doing some sort of work thing. There is no chance that I'm having a nap. There's maybe been 1 in 20 days or maybe 1 in even a month where I will nap when Hugo naps on those days. If I'm like, he's been sick and I'm really tired and I just have to nap through that time. But there's how many things you got to do as a mum? You don't have time to nap. I wish we had that time to nap. No,
ridiculous advice.
Yeah, ridiculous advice.
Maybe it works for some people, just not for me.
So the worst advice I was given was, funnily enough, from my mother, and I know that I say that with I know our mums are amazing, and they did so, and I now honestly as a mum have so much respect for my mum out of what she did for me. However, the rules have slightly changed as far as the cry out method. And I was, Hugo's still not sleeping through the night. And I still feel like I'm letting her down because I've got this baby that isn't sleeping through the night.
Yeah.
And so her advice was just put him down in the in room and let him close the door and let him cry it out like we did with you. And I think, that explains a bit of my, anxiety or my need to please my family and show them what I can do in the world, because I probably was left feeling very lonely in my room at the end. So I know now they've proven that that's not the way to go as far as the cry out method goes. But I also I didn't find that worked for me, and maybe other mums will resonate with that, but I can't listen to him crying down the end of the bedroom. I can't hear him. It's painful to hear him crying. There is every part of me that wants to go in. So maybe I either need to find a longer house where he's further away, or I just need to do what I do where I go in and I comfort him, and that feels better for me as a mum. As much as it takes more out of me, I think that's my choice. So I'd say the cry it out option, which I think definitely previous generations did a lot of. I found that really hard advice. Yeah.
So Rory doesn't sleep, so I was given that same advice. But then another friend said to me, it's like if you have a friend and they've been out drinking or they're just hanging out at your house and you can hear them crying in the other room, you're going to go to your adult friend that's crying in the other room needing help, aren't you, to check that they're okay?
Leave them.
No, so why wouldn't you go to a little baby?
I know.
If
I
and
understand
that kind of
the
like
idea.
rationalized it for me.
I understand the idea that they need to learn a little bit of that independence to go to sleep, but there's a difference between a grizzle and then I'm really upset, mum, something's up, come and and so I'm just thinking about myself as a child. Mum, you did so much for me, but it does explain a few things. So that would be my worst parenting advice. So our next question, which we've had and actually had from a friend recently, was how do I deal with my postpartum hair loss and how do you manage it? And so that's really interesting because my sister actually went through it really recently and found a product that worked for her.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it was called Boof or something, and it's like a hair tonic. So that was her suggestion. I personally didn't go through it, or maybe I did, but I've got so much hair that I think I was quite happy about. I still can fill up a hairbrush most weeks, which is quite a lot of hair coming out, but it's still there. I remember my hairdresser saying, "Oh, yeah, you haven't lost much." Sort of she was still having to do as many foils as she was doing the time before.
Yeah,
so
interesting.
I think everyone's got a different hair loss journey, and I do know that people talk about around the front of their face getting the bits that break and then you've got more frizz.
Yes.
I just don't remember it being something for me. So I didn't really have too many issues with that. So that's quite lucky. But
I've had the wee frizzy bits, but I haven't really noticed. You know how they talk about people having big chunks coming out? I've never had that.
Yeah, that's what my friend's saying she's having.
But my craziest hair thing was when I got pregnant. So before I had Addie, I had tight ringlets. Really tight curly hair.
I'm
you can't even imagine it.
I need to see a photo.
Yeah, I'll have to show you a photo.
Yeah.
And then I got pregnant with Addie, and my curls just dropped.
Yeah,
and I've straightened it today.
But it's a lot straighter. I've seen you when you haven't done anything to your hair.
So much straighter than it used to be. And I have had curly hair my whole life. And so it was just hormonal.
I wonder what it does.
I don't know.
Something changes.
Something's happened to my hair. And I was kind of hoping, first time girl, maybe that's going to make my hair change. Yeah. Second time, maybe it will go back.
Yeah,
no, it hasn't.
It didn't change anything.
No.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like my hair's gotten, it grew really quickly when I was pregnant and breastfeeding. My length changed, whereas prior it was a lot shorter. And I just wonder if there's something in it. I should look it up and see if there's something to do with the hormones that help your growth. It must do. There must be a...
Yeah, see, my hair slowed down growing while I've been breastfeeding. Yeah, that's... I wonder if the nutrients
You've
are going
got nothing
elsewhere.
left. You're drained. Your hair's help me.
It's growing, just not as fast. Yeah, interesting.
So I don't know. Everyone's got, different. It's quite... So let us know if anyone's had any good hair stories.
Absolutely. Or good products.
Good products. Yes, products. We would love to be able to pass them on if we know of any good suggestions. As I say, my sister suggested this Boof one. That's the only one I know of. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, our next question is biggest mum guilt. So, what you feel makes you feel really guilty as a mum.
Yeah. Okay. So, my one is not giving my kids the kind of traditional life I thought I'd give them. So, I grew up, mum and dad, beautiful family. We did lots of really fun things, happily married. And that's not the case for my kids. So, I never kind of envisaged when I was having children that they would be moving or living between two homes. And so I have a level of guilt about that because I obviously always, well, not always, depends on your circumstance, but the circumstance I was in, I had assumed that we would have...
That would be your life.
That would be my life. I would have that kind of happy family situation, but that wasn't what it was going to be for us. So,
but you've made the best
but
decision.
totally made the
for
best
you.
decision. Absolutely,
Yeah.
hands down, 100% the best decision for me and for my kids.
And your kids, yeah.
And we're all happier and possibly more present as a family, to be honest, because the time you have with your kids, you treasure it even more so when they're not with you all of the time.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll always kind of have that wee bit of guilt that they're not having the childhood I had.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, even though they're going to have a beautiful, happy life, it won't be what I had envisaged for them.
I remember friends saying to me that she would rather her kids see her happy and herself and all these things than see this shell of like them thinking that she's just upset all the time and not doing all the things she loves and feeling not herself. And so when she got out of that relationship and was able to kind of be herself, she thought, at least I'm being a good example for my kids. Hopefully if they go through anything like this in the future, they'll be strong enough to know that that's an option, because it's huge. That's a big thing to go through.
Huge life change.
And so, you know, being strong enough to go through, that's massive. And then so you're teaching your kids that that's okay to do and trust themselves in that decision. So I think that's massive. So you're not allowed to have mum guilt over that, because it's...
I always will,
do,
just
but
slightly, but yes. No, and as you say, you want happy kids and you want to be... The easiest way to have happy kids is to be happy yourself.
Because everything you bring, they vibe off 100%. I actually totally get that now.
Yeah.
And well, that leads nicely into mine. Of my mum guilt is my stress reactions with Hugo. I am a bit of like a hothead or a stressor. And so I that's why I go and exercise so much, because that's my way of releasing it. And so when Hugo, at the moment we're going through the tough twos at this stage, and I know it's only going to get worse, but I have these moments where I get angry at him, like if he's not sleeping, like last night he just wasn't sleeping, and I was getting angry saying, sleep Hugo, sleep, please let mum sleep. And then I thought to myself, he doesn't understand. And then you get this mum guilt the next day of, I shouldn't have said that to him, like I hope he doesn't understand yet. And so my mum guilt is that I think I say things and then realise he actually probably understands more than I realise now. And I need to get better at not letting my stress come across to him, and being better at taking a second, deep breath, and just, even if it's behind a closed door, and then come out and be like, mum's happy, she's fine, she's not bothered by whatever's going on, even though everything internal is saying the other way. I just need to get better at that.
Do you know, I think every parent has been there.
Yeah, like mum rage.
Yeah, and also like your kids are mini versions of you. So like sleep's different, like, and he's sick. So it's like a different circumstance.
So true.
But often with your kids, they do things that within you get triggered by, because it's something you recognise within yourself that you're like, oh, I wish you didn't do that. Partly because you wish you didn't do it.
No, I remember my mum saying that to me. She said, you were so difficult 2 and 3. You knew what you wanted. No one could argue with you. And I'm seeing it in Hugo, and I'm thinking, wonder where he got that from. I've definitely passed that on to him, and I think you're right. I think I naturally am annoyed that my child hasn't got more of Jamie, but of course he was going to get a bit of that in some ways, but he's just so determined, and when he stresses me out, I think, that you're probably right. That's probably me picking up what I don't like about myself in him, you know, those
or like
things.
the same personality, so you're clashing.
You clash. Yes, that's so true. Never thought about it that way. Yeah.
Okay, the next one we've got, I like this next one, is something you've done for yourself this week. What have you done?
I haven't done one thing, but I am very good at giving myself a little bit of time selfishly. And I do have, funny enough, a little bit of mum guilt on this too, but I drop Hugo off every day to his daycare in the morning, and then I don't start work for another hour. And I always give myself that on my working days, because I've got a dog, and I also really like going for a walk. That's my mental health, I think, every day. Well, not every day, on my days that I work. And so that's what I do for myself. I go for a walk, like on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays in the morning for like 45 minutes. And that's just me time. I can call friends from the UK, or I can listen to a podcast, or I can just get jobs done and things while I'm walking. And that's just my nice time. And I have this mum guilt over it though, and probably daycare guilt, that I am dropping my kid off an hour earlier than I need to have that time to myself. But actually I have to remind, I'm like, no, that's what they're there for, and this is important that I have that time, so I can, be the best mum I can be by having that time to myself. But that's my thing.
To prioritise that sort of stuff.
You do. That's just naturally. I think I see the teachers watching me walk off with my dog, and they must think, you could take Hugo with you, and I think, no, you have him. I'm going to go enjoy this moment to myself. But I do feel that way.
I understand like why you would feel the guilt, but
Yes.
yeah, you so shouldn't.
No, I know. I need to get better at that.
Yeah.
What
That's
about
hard.
you? What did you do for yourself?
So every Wednesday morning, the coffee man comes to work.
Nice.
Pulls up in his wee coffee truck. So I buy myself a coffee every Wednesday morning. I like, look forward to it all week. So I don't
Once a
normally
week,
shout
that's
myself
not
a coffee.
bad.
And I got my nails done yesterday.
Nice.
You
You feel so good. I
Yes.
don't get mine done just because of my occupation much, but when I do, I feel like a princess. I'm like,
Yes.
look at my hands.
I feel like if my nails are done,
Your
I'm
life's
put together.
Yeah, you feel put together. It's a weird one, isn't it? It's like, no, look, I've got my stuff together because my nails are done.
Exactly.
I totally feel that. Yeah.
It's a spend I could never stop, I don't think.
No.
Or like I obviously would have to at
That's
some
your
point. But like it
yeah.
is something, if I can afford it, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I love that. Nice.
Okay, the next one is one thing your child is obsessed with that makes absolutely no sense.
Okay. So mine kind of does make sense, but he's obsessed with it. So I thought that would be a good story. So as we all know, I have a golden retriever who likes to do embarrassing things.
Yeah.
But Hugo is obsessed with feeding her, like obsessed with feeding her. It's almost to the point that the vets are saying to me, your dog's overweight, you need to control this. And I'm thinking to myself, but that's my peace in the morning. So every morning, Hugo gets his bowl of, his little mug of Maddie food, and he walks around the house and drops bits, and she follows him. And I think he thinks she likes her more than he does, like she does anyway.
Yeah.
And she follows him around all morning, just wanting those little bits of food, and then he hides them in places though. And I'm finding dog food in some weird places at the moment, and thinking, Maddie, here's your breakfast from yesterday that Hugo's hidden in his digger or something.
Oh my goodness.
And so he's just finding ways to feed her, entertaining. But it gives me 20 minutes to shower in the morning and put myself together, and so I'm actually okay with it. But I do find it quite a weird, and it's just every time he comes back into the house, he's pointing and he wants Maddie food. So I think she's on about 3 feeds a day at this point at least, and I need to get the weight under control. It's now it's becoming like, oh, this is so fun. Can I feed the dog
Keep
again?
going.
So he's obsessed with feeding the dog.
Yeah, I love that. You got to be obsessed with something. That's
So,
good. Like at least it's like a friendly thing.
Yeah, that's
that he's
true.
obsessed with.
Yeah, he's not obsessed with hurting her.
No,
yeah, that's true.
yeah. I wouldn't ever think he would be.
He,
But
yeah, you should see what he does tug on her. Yeah. But
so mine is Rory is obsessed with wires, like anything electrical.
yeah.
And it's just ridiculous. We'll go over to my mum and dad's house and he will crawl straight to it. Like he has found the drawer in their house that has all the wires in it.
If they're unplugged, is it okay?
Yeah, I feel like if you're watching him, maybe you would hate. I'd hate
them to bite. Is there something?
Yeah, or like a cord around the neck, or like a I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm always watching. But the other day he is so obsessed that we're at the I was going to say the hospital. We've not been to the hospital yet. That's next week.
Yeah.
We're at the doctor's and they had a humidifier on, and he was not going to not let me take him over to it.
Yeah.
So he was on and on and on and making all this noise and making all this commotion. So I was like, oh, right, well, we'll go over. I didn't realize at the time what it was he was fixated on. Got him over there.
And then he wanted
and he saw the wire. Was yanking on the wire of this
that
humidifier.
Could go really wrong.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm just going to unplug it. Unplugged it and put the wire up on the top of the barrel.
Yeah,
so that he couldn't get it, and then he just threw a massive tantrum because he didn't have this wire.
The wire. You need to just get a really harmless wire that you can pull out of your handbag at those moments and be like, here, Rory, here's a wire for you.
I wonder if I need to try one of those toys. I don't know if you've seen them, and they've kind of almost got they're round, and then they've got all these different bits that stick out of them that have different textures when you pull them.
To pull, yeah.
Yeah, then you can pull them one way and then pull them the other way. I wonder if I should try something like that.
Or like a shoelace?
Or a shoelace. I could try a shoelace.
Yeah.
Probably get eaten up by Addie wanting to put beads on it and craft.
True, the craftiness will come out. Yeah. Sorry, Rory. It's now Eddie's craft toy. Yeah.
Oh, kids. Have fun.
Okay, our last one is pros and cons of raising a family in a small town. So that's us in Cromwell. Okay, mine would be the con of living in a small town is that it's a small town, and so I'm a physio in town, and I think this is probably just me thinking it, but I think there's an expectation that I'm super healthy, I'm a healthcare provider, I must only eat good food and exercise and do all of that. But I do go to the supermarket and I do buy wine and I do buy chocolate, and sometimes I find I'll be going around in the supermarket with my trolley with my many unhealthy treats in my supermarket trolley, and I see 4 clients in the supermarket, and I think, go really fast past so they don't see what's in my trolley, do not judge. Or if I get caught in the wine aisle with one of my clients, I think, hi, I'm fine, I'm just getting some wine. And I don't know, that just kind of makes me worried that people think, oh yeah, Amelia's, I don't know,
They
not a
probably
healthy
actually
physio,
really
but maybe
like
they just
it,
know
'cause
that
they're
I'm
like, "Oh, she's
human. I'm a
normal."
normal
Yeah.
person. I'm a normal person who does indulge as well. Like we're all only human. So that's like my one thing. And I do find I bump into clients, and funnily enough, as much as I love them, I hate them catching me with my supermarket trolley and what I'm buying, I really love the small town for the other side of the, you know, I like bumping into clients and them telling me about how they're doing and when they're better, or them asking about me and my recovery. And I actually love that about a small town. So that's a pro. But my actual other pro of a small town would be how close I am to all the other mums. And so we all live in like Old Cromwell, or most of the ones that I go for walks with now, probably because of location. And I just am a 5-minute walk away to them, and we get our pram or the boys on the bikes and we just do a loop and then we're back to the house. And I just love how close it is versus in a city. I assume I'd have to like drive to someone else's house to then go for a walk, and it probably feels a bit more like a task. Whereas here it's just out the door, you know, don't have to load up a car. So I don't actually think at one point, like maybe a week ago, I didn't leave the house in the car for 5 days. I just had walked everywhere because daycare's a walk, lake's a walk. I hadn't gone in my car, and I was like, oh wow.
See, I live slightly out of town, so I do have to drive in to do all of those things. That'd be the beauty of living.
It was actually, it made me realise how little I use my car, which is quite nice.
Yeah, that is good. So mine's probably a double-edged sword, to be honest.
Okay.
In that, in a small community, everybody knows everybody's business. And often people know your business before you have a chance to tell them your business.
Yeah, okay.
And so for me, for this last year, that's been really evident. But the flip side of that is the amount of support and kindness and wraparound love that I've felt over the past year only probably comes in a small town too.
Because they know, and they can drop things around, or they can check in on you a bit easier than if you, that's true.
Yeah, and know kind of what you're going through, or maybe hear snippets from somebody else that maybe this week's been a particularly hard week or something like that.
Yes.
And people have reached out, which is really, which I really love about a small town. But yeah, it's not always easy.
It's not always easy. Yeah. No, that is actually quite a nice, a nice part of the small town. I do enjoy the feels you get from the support, and like everyone is, it's quite a community feel here. I do find that I really like that. And everyone's kind of like, I'll post in a mum group or something and say, you know, Hugo's sick this week, just so everyone knows, you know, he's got a sickness. And I do find the messages I get after being like, let me know if you need anything, I can drop round something, are you okay, have you got Jamie home to help? And like the support that comes from the small town as well, because they're only just around the corner, so they can drop things off.
Yes, it's lovely.
That's really nice. Like that's something not everyone will probably have, so I do feel lucky for that.
Yeah, and it's having those friends close,
you know, that it's not an effort for them to do that. They if they're going to the supermarket that day,
you're on the way home,
they'll just drop something. Or you could say, hey, is anyone going to the supermarket? Can they swing in and drop me off some orange juice or whatever it might be? And they're only a 5-minute drive away, so that's quite nice.
I do love that. Or even like starting this, the amount of local support we've had is just, it's actually blown me away a little bit. You know, the really number of people that have stopped me at daycare or come to the shop and said something. That's small town too, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I just thought I'd throw a bonus question in there today, because I just been thinking about it, and I thought it would be quite good because I've got a few new mums and new mum friends, and it's really hard to know what to buy.
You're making me
people.
very nervous. Oh, what to buy? Okay.
To buy? Oh, you're like, what is she going to ask me?
I haven't thought of what I'm going to say.
What do you buy a new mum? Because obviously I just remember, and my friends were amazing to me. I'm not saying they didn't, but I got lots of 0 to 3 suits and like gorgeous suits that Hugo wore for 2 days, and then went in a lovely box for next baby down the track or something, or I gifted them to other friends because they were so new. And I just think it's probably quite good to discuss really practical gifts that you could give friends who have just had babies, going through it yourself. And then if anyone's got any other thoughts, I'd love to hear if anyone else has any ideas, because gifts are great to know, and there's always going to be people having babies, so it's nice. So do you want to go first?
No, I don't. You go first.
Okay. Only because I know what would be my go-tos now.
Because you've thought about this question.
I've thought about it. Yeah, so my go-tos would be the Haka nail file kit.
Oh, love them.
So I just couldn't believe how amazing it was. I can't remember if I got gifted one or maybe I bought one once I was struggling with Hugo's nails initially. Anyway, best thing ever. And also I use it on myself. Like you can use them for adults too.
You can, and you can get replacement pads.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When it runs out.
Still, I could just go and do that. Okay, there you go. That's good to know. But I just couldn't believe how they stop when they touch the skin. So I just loved that part of it, and feeling like I wasn't hurting my baby when I was doing it. But those nails are vicious in the newborn stage. And I feel like a lot of mums struggle with the mittens, and the mittens are so crap. They don't, you know, so nail file works wonders. So that would be my first gift. And it's quite a nice, like, it's not too expensive. It's a nice amount you could spend on a friend. And then the other thing I really loved was the baby nest, because I didn't even think of a baby nest as an option, but when I got gifted one, it was such a good gift. I could take it from, like, he could be in the bed between us if you were wanting, like, because it's safe with the edges, and then you could take it through to the living room. You didn't have to wake him. You could just carry the nest through.
And it smells the same as what he's used to.
That's true. Another thing. And I could put like a cloth under it so it wasn't like getting dirty all the time from like them spilling and things. And I feel like it was easy to throw in the car if I was going somewhere to a friend's and I just knew I had a space for him if he needed to sleep. I didn't have to take a massive bassinet or something. So the baby nest would be my other go-to if I had to pick. And that, again, under $100, kind of nice gift, I feel like.
Yep,
So
I think that's a good one.
that would be my other good one. Yeah.
Okay, so it was the weirdest gift I got given. I shouldn't say that because my mum gave it to me and my auntie did too.
Sorry, family who's listening. We love gifts.
I got given, you know, those old school white cloth nappies. You know, the big square white cloth nappies that they used for us?
Yeah.
That you fold and make a nappy out of them?
Yeah,
okay, I didn't use them as nappies.
Okay, I was going to say, did you use them
no, I
as...
didn't.
Yeah.
But I used them, so Addie was very spilly. She had an egg allergy. We didn't know about it. So she was super, super spilly when she was little.
Yeah.
And so I used them in her bassinet. I used them in her buggy. I used them everywhere because I could just throw them in the wash.
Yeah, okay.
Used them as burp cloths.
Not so pretty.
Not pretty, but so practical.
Yeah, I see. I feel like I came round with one on my shoulder to my mum. She was like, "Is that the nicest burp cloth you've got?" Like, she quite cares about what things look like. And here I had these like cloths on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And they're just so practical.
So practical, and they wash really well.
Wash really quick, yes.
And you can just put it, get all the
That's
stains
actually a really practical gift.
Very practical, and an affordable gift.
Yeah,
used
really
it a lot.
affordable. Yeah, nice.
The other thing that for second-time mums.
Yeah,
because that's often like a really hard baby gift.
They've already got
They've got everything. Would be a Subu bottle.
Oh yes, I love one.
Yes, because often if you've got one for your first kid, they love their bottle.
Yes,
they use it themselves all the time. They're not sharing it. That's not something you hand down.
That's actually true.
So that's my go-to for a second-time mum.
Yeah, and I think you can use them a lot younger than I did. Like I started quite late with my Subu bottle because I got given it so late, and it's Hugo's favourite. We just put everything in it. It's so not messy. If anyone doesn't know what a Subu bottle is, they're like a smoothie is the best way of explaining it. They're like a bottle where they can suck it out themselves, and it moves up. It's really cool. It like moves up as they've finished it. You can see how much is left. And I do banana smoothies most days for Hugo actually in that, and then I can travel with it really easily.
Yes.
So I find it's a bit, and it doesn't come out.
No, and it's called a food bottle, so you can put like oats in there. You can do spaghetti. You can do anything that's kind of that sort of texture.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah,
that's
great
actually
for
a really
traveling.
good shout.
Yeah, and inside it, it's got the kind of like grooves, as you say, so stop anything coming out.
Stop anything coming out. I don't find it spills as much around my house if I just had an open container. A bit more risky.
Yeah,
so it's a tidier
that's my
option.
go-to.
Okay, that's nice. Okay.
So the other thing I thought we should just quickly touch on is we put up a poll, because we obviously last episode, if you didn't listen, we talked about birth stories and also the statistic that came out a couple of weeks ago about 75% of babies in Central Otago being born in the hospital. So we thought, well, let's do a poll.
Because we were still like, there's no way.
Yeah,
it seems very high. Yeah.
And so we put it on our page, we put it on the Baby on the Move page.
Yes, nice.
And so I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. Baby on the Move had 88%
and our page
had hospital births.
Yeah.
And our one had 71%.
Yeah.
So that works out to be 78-ish.
78-ish,
yeah. Which is so really close to what they reported.
Yeah, even higher than what they reported.
Yeah, blows my mind.
I was actually shocked that there weren't as many roadside. There's not many. There was only a couple on the Baby on the Move one, but there wasn't as many as on our page that it had roadside babies, because I was really excited to see if there was many stats on that, just given what I thought would happen. But good to know that the Crux article was pretty bang on with statistics potentially. So
how good.
Confirms it.
Thank you to those people that answered.
Yeah, thank you for answering the polls. We do appreciate confirming these numbers so we can see if they're real.
Yeah. And that's us for today.
That's us for today. Thanks for joining us on Amongst the Chaos of Motherhood, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Have a good week.